Thanks for choosing RTV. Glad to have your company tonight. My name is Olive Nete. Now the news in details. On Sunday at Urugwiro Village, President Paul Kagame received students from Watba College, led by Steve Noah, former Vice President for the Government Relations and Special Projects at William Penn University. The students shared lessons learned from the Peace and Values Education course at the Kigali Genocide Memorial and asked the President about leadership, reconciliation, and Rwanda's transformational journey. Now, in matters related to commemoration, on the 21st of May, the President of the Senate and other members of the Parliament of both chambers joined the people of Karongi District for the 29th commemoration of the genocide against the Tutsi. Adam Squizera with the report.
At Mubuga Genocide Memorial, 7 bodies of the victims of the genocide against Tutsi were buried. Currently, this monument is a resting place for more than 8,600 people, which is one of the 15 monuments in the former prefecture of Tiuye. These 15 monuments are where 150,000 people are buried, where 50,000 of them were killed in Wisesero. President of the Chamber of Senate, Dr. Karinda François-Xavier, noted that for leaders, this history should provide a special lesson and they should always remember the oath they take when they are given responsibility. They were killed by Interahamwe militia and their neighbors. More of that, it was done under the instructions of the government. The lesson we can learn from here at Mubuga and other places gives assignment we members of the parliament to stand on the oath we took of striving the unity of Rwandans. The survivors of the genocide against Tutsi who live in this sector of Mubuga say that in order to build the country and raise standards of unity and reconciliation, they try to overcome this history by forgiving those who killed their people. When you are having a kid and he or she don't see his grandfather or grandmother, they take time to explain that it's because genocide. But when we take a step of forgiving our neighbors, it also contributes to build a good family. Ngarambe Vidast, the head of Wibuka in Karongi district, noted that this pardon should be a trigger for those who know the truth to speak it out, so that the bodies of those who were killed can be found and be laid to rest. We are in the country that provides justice. That's why, for me, I don't really understand the reason why till now there are some people who haven't yet provided the information, as this shows that there should be a consistency in teaching people that the unity and reconciliation develops through the truth. Among the famous names in this area in 1994, there is a priest named Hitayezu Masa who harassed the Tutsi who had fled from the Mubuga church by denying them water, food, and sacraments. This sector of Mubuga is located in the former commune of Dishita, an area that has the distinction of having many families that have distincted. Adam Squizera, RTV News.
The Speaker of Chamber of Deputies, Donatille Mukabalisa, urged Rwandans to prevent and fight against discriminations. She reiterated on this in the commemoration ceremony in Ruhango District. Adam Squizera continues.
During the 29th commemoration of the 1994 genocide against Tutsi in the former Mayunzwe in Mbuye sector, Ruhango District, Urujeni Teraz, one of the survivors in this area of the former Mayunzwe, explained how many Tutsi fled to Nzarati Hill.
Ariko ikintu nanone cyatumye babasha gushobora abatutsi kuri uyu musozi kugira ngo babashe kubica.
They killed many Tutsi on this mountain, and they would lie that they have ceased to kill people, but many Tutsi were killed.
No kwica abantu benshi.
The representative of the Mayunzwe survivors, Mureija Jean-Claude, noted that the youth should fight and strive for the country's development. The first thing is to comfort you, and let's keep putting much efforts in such commemoration activities, cooperation, but particularly, let's spread much efforts in the development of our country in order to show Inkotanyi that they didn't do nothing. The Speaker of the Chamber of Deputies, Mukabalisa Donatille, urged the Rwandans to prevent and fight against discrimination and strive to develop the country's well-being and economy.
As Rwandans, let's collaborate together to fight any evil, as the fact that working together is one of the pillars of our country. Let's strive to protect peace and security, develop our economy and the well-being of our community.
The Genocide Memorial of Mayunzwe is the final resting place for more than 950 victims of the 1994 genocide against Tutsi. The district administration says that in order to merge the monuments, it plans to move 4,000 bodies from Nyakarekare to be buried in the Mayunzwe Memorial. Adam Squizera, RTV News.
Now moving ahead with education matters, young people who won the Pan-African Mathematics Olympiad encourage other fellow young people to take the math course because it assists people in building problem-solving skills and also the capability to be creative. The Pan-African Mathematics Olympiad was held in Kigali and was concluded on this Sunday. We do have details on the story. Youssef Kenan from Algeria and Hiba El Farchoui from Morocco, who scored the highest in the competition, together with Umukundwa Nina Ornella from Rwanda, one of the best scorers, see that studying hard and persistently this course of mathematics is one of the factors that led to their success and urge other young people to love the course as well. They should love mathematics and shouldn't take it as a hard subject. They should accept to take it even if it is hard, because mathematics opens a number of opportunities.
Actually, a lot of practice. I practice a lot. I've been training for more than 3 years to participate, and I got the win.
Why do you focus on mathematics? Why do you focus on mathematics?
Because I love mathematics. Mathematics is the best at everything. Mathematics is not really hard. You just need to focus, you need to revise your lessons, and to do all your best.
It wasn't easy. It required us to work hard so that we can get to this level. I mean as Morocco people. Professor Sam Yala, the president of African Institute for Mathematical Science Rwanda, an institution which also organized the Olympiad, urged teachers from primary and secondary schools to assist students to learn and understand mathematics because it helps them to be creative and innovative.
This is really about raising awareness and showing the mathematics talent of young African and also young Rwandan. By working together, by showing those talents, is also a way to enforce all the STEM education. And you know that STEM mathematics is very important when we talk about innovation. And we want to start it very early with those students from secondary school who can experiment, who can use their problems to develop their problem-solving skills. And that is very important, yes.
According to Dr. Valentine Wamaria, the Minister of Education, such competitions are carried out to assist young people to build their mental capacity and also to enable them to solve problems hindering the development of the continent. She also emphasized that to improve the course goes hand in hand with the vision of the country. As Rwanda, we want to build development that is based on knowledge, and every knowledge is based on mathematics, because if you want to join agricultural courses, construction, research, creativity and technology, all of those courses are based on mathematics. Building and supporting mathematics talents in young people, starting from the lowest level, it is building the future of the country, because they are the future of the country. We are looking at ways of how we can improve the economy of the country, but basing on the knowledge of our children. 176 students from 32 African countries participated in the Olympiad, with Rwanda participating for the third time and taking the fourth place in the competition this year. Now, farmers of Tea in Nyamagabe district say that cultivating tea in the area made the land of this district fertile and productive. Growing this crop assisted them in their development. Take a look. Tea is grown in all sectors that are near to Nyungwe National Park in Nyamagabe district. Farmers of tea say that their fields used to be unproductive, but now they are productive, and this has led to their development.
Tea has been beneficial to us because, as they said, if there was not the productivity that we get from it, we would have pursued other businesses. But currently, even other people come in our district seeking jobs.
Tea is currently grown by over 21,000 people in 21 cooperatives across the country. Tea from these farmers is processed by 18 factories, and they say that after its processing, it is expensive, yet the farmers who cultivate it can't afford to buy it. They request some changes in the distribution. For example, here at the factory, tea is processed and sold at almost 6,000 to 8,000. I don't remember exactly the price, but our request is that we can at least get a package of 2,000. Rwanda Tea has 8 factories across the country that process tea. They point out that there has been progress regarding making the processed tea available to the farmer.
We've made progress, and we now package tea in small packages so that everyone in his financial capacity can afford tea from 10, 20, 100, 200 or 1,000 Rwandan francs, depending on their financial means. Not that drinking tea is not because it is expensive, rather it's a culture.
Tea is grown on 28,000 hectares in 12 districts. The Deputy Executive Director in NAEB points out that Rwanda Tea is outstanding on the market and that this is not only seen through exports, rather its quality as well. We have increased efforts, especially on the quality of our tea, so that we can be outstanding on the market and compete with others. Maybe they can have a big productivity compared to us, but our strategy is rooted in the quality, so that even a farmer can get to understand that the quality is essential and will generate a big income. And even the tea pickers can get good quality, which would lead to more income. International Tea Day is celebrated on May 21st, and this is the first time that it has been celebrated in Rwanda. Today, Rwanda's tea production has increased by 90% in the last 10 years, and specifically last year, tea generated $106 million. Now on matters related to culture, after Nyirarumaga, the mother of poets in Rwanda, back in old days, poetry has made progress in Rwanda. Rumaga Jr. is one of the renowned poets. Betty Mutoni visited him to know more about his journey.
On 3rd July, Rumaga, an interesting poet, was born. He's a humble and a bit quiet, but the more you speak to him, you start understanding his skills. Pure Kinyarwanda mixed with the poetry is all you hear once he starts talking. He explains how he started.
When I was in Senior 2, they asked us to write poems, as it happens in other schools. So, when I presented mine, students were so excited, and even other classes came to see. So one of my teachers called me, and they told me that I might be having a talent of poetry in me. I could not think that I have a talent, because I thought talents are for those specific people. Then, in inter-schools, students would push me to represent them. I tried and things worked out.
On 3rd September 2019, his first poem called Wumvute was published. Lumaga's best and most pleasing poem, including Umugore Sumono, Chibobo, and others, which were very popular and left impact in so many people, as it is explained by the some of the youth. We know that a woman in old days, she was minimized, but for him, he showed the value of a woman. He showed how all kind of people can be helped by a woman to succeed.
I
listen to his poems because I'm among people who love Rwandan culture. That's why I enjoy his poems. He gives a message as a person who needs to promote Rwandan culture. Most of his poems are in pure Kinyarwanda, hence encouraging young people who speak other languages to know Kinyarwanda the way it should be.
It makes one eager to know how things were done in old days. and also helps us to keep our language. However much Rumaga loves poetry, but he faces a lot of challenges, including people thinking that poetry is old-fashioned.
abyiruka Kibobo yasanze nyina Cinculisa ari umusinzi mushiki wa Nyakabyiza ari ukumesera abaturanyi ngo bakunda.
There are a lot of challenges in poetry. When you start it, people start saying that it's for all people. It makes it for one to convince the youth, yet we need their support. That's the first challenge. Then lack of capital. To be able to produce one poem requires you the same as someone shooting for songs. Then lack of sponsorship. Sponsors don't know that you can invest in poetry and get something.
He went ahead and explained that apart from the fact that poetry is done as a professional, it also helps in preserving and teaching the history of the country.
I wish to do poetry where it can help me to live well, and people can see that. I want to help the upcoming poets and show them that poetry can help one to live in good life, like any other job. I wish to do an art for impact. If I sometimes receive feedback of people whose poems helped a lot in different ways, and I wish to do art that gives life to our nation and families at large.
His dream includes working hard and making poetry a valuable and successful profession, but also he wants to help upcoming poetry to grow. Rumaga highly appreciates the government and its partners for helping them in setting up institutions that help them like at Rwanda, and requests that there should be close cooperation so that poetry continues to develop.
Fuza mbere ya byose kuba nakora ubusizi ku rwego rw'uko buntunga buri muntu akabibona.
What's more important is the things they are building, for example, at Rwanda, which house upcoming poets. Therefore, in choosing those upcoming poets, they need to always involve poets, because this helps them to earn, but also inspire the young ones.
Rumaga is a professional poet born in Ruhango district and has more than 20 poems. Betty Mutoni, RwandaTV News.
Thank you for staying with us. Have a blessed week ahead.